I am so nervous and I am already so embarrassed. I weigh the most now than I've ever weighed in my life. The pumping is really what has killed me. The only times I have to work out have been times that I've needed to be attached to my pump. And I never realized how debilitating this journey would be, having to express 6 to 8 times a day for 45 minutes each session. This journey I've been on took up my whole year. So I had mentioned this on my Instagram channel before, that I wanted to be fully transparent, like painfully, embarrassingly transparent, like showing my body as it is now in the worst condition it has ever been in my life. 2020 is going to be my year. Like, I'm going all in because I am so out of shape. I am so overweight. My diet is horrible. I'm addicted to sugar. Like, I don't eat vegetables hardly at all. This is not me, okay? This is not me. So I am dedicating this whole year to see just how far I can take my body in terms of strength and conditioning and body recomposition. So here we go. This is my body, right? It doesn't look too bad, right? Just wait until you see the bikini pictures, y'all. But the goal is to get healthy and strong, and to not be so tired and uncomfortable, and like when I run, everything jiggles, my feet hurt all day long, my hips hurt, my knees hurt. The goal is to get healthy and to feel good and to be strong for my kids. Well, there it is, 78. The pre-pregnancy jeans. So, oh, look at that, my leg fits, you guys. Huh. We're off to a good start. Other leg fits. And that's it. I cannot. Oh, look at, I got like cellulite here and like second boobs. All right, let's see if I can, just for the sake of, oh my gosh, I'm gonna bust out of these pants. Wow, okay, well, I'm actually pretty impressed that I could even get the button together, but as y'all can see, these are not fitting very good. Let's see, for the sake of demonstration, that's what we got going on here. When I had these on pre-pregnancy, not only could I button them, but I had a bit of give. And if I just let it all hang out, that's my body. So hopefully in 367 days from today, I'll be able to wear these a little bit better. It is Thursday, January 9th. In a absolutely perfect world, I would so love to get my physique back to how it was also before I had kids, back when I was in the best shape of my life. My concerns are that I'm 8 years older, so I was 28 back then in my like peak, and I'm 36 now. And back then I was single, I had no kids, I had no responsibilities, my whole life revolved around athletics and the gym, and now I've got so many other things to be held accountable to. You know, these 2 little kids, and you know, they're all still waking up in the middle of the night, so I get very tired. It's very different. I'm needing to do quality over quantity and make sure that I really make it count, which means I can't half-ass anything. I've got to give this my all, and I feel like so far I've missed that bar pretty much every day in terms of my workouts. I have showed up, I have done the work, but it's such a heavy ball to get rolling.
I just finished my first ever full session of fasted cardio. The first time I tried doing this last week, when it was like my first week of doing intermittent fasting, I thought I was going to die. But now I did a whole hour of incline speed walking on the treadmill, and I feel like I could go and do a full weights routine right now. I am down 3.4 kilograms, which is 7.5 pounds. So results are going good. I was trying to get to the bottom of how I was feeling, and I realized I don't care how I look now to the outside world, and I don't care how I will end up looking no matter how fit I get. And that's like, I don't care how people see me. I don't care if nobody notices anything. And it dawned on me that maybe for the first time in my whole life, I'm genuinely only doing this thing for myself.
Sun is just a mess. It is 11. It took me 2 hours to get him to go down for his nap. He's been waking up every hour at night. I don't know if he's teething. I don't know what the hell is going on, but as you guys can probably see, I am exhausted and I am so stressed out. This is front, side, back, side. Voila! Again, I haven't reviewed any of my videos, so I don't know how much of a change I've made, but these are still obviously very tight. They cut in, they give me a muffin top. When I was like in better shape, like I didn't have a muffin top. These fit me really well, and I didn't have to like pull them all the way up to just not get a muffin top. But anyway, that is that. Okay, well, first impression is that I can't button them comfortably, but they do seem to like fit me a little bit better here. Still very, very tight in the thighs though, and in the butt. But let's see if we can button them, eh? I mean, it's not that much of a struggle. No, I take that back. It's a big struggle, but not as much of a struggle as it was the first time. So, I mean, that's not all that bad, actually. I have fluff and this like belly pooch. What they look like from the back and the side.
Sander, ser upp, säg hej. Hejsan allihopa. Hejsan allihopa.
Have the results. So this is my month-end results. Your girl has lost 5.05 kilos, which is 11.2 pounds. Can you believe that? But I will say, first month, a lot of that is just waste that I have detoxed out of my body. A lot of it is the fact that I am now completely weaned from breastfeeding. When I took my original measurements, I think I was still pumping 1 or 2 times per day. Maybe I was down to only once when I took my original measurements, but like my bust size has changed rather substantially. So, you know, I know I have done changes to my body other than just diet and exercise, so that might account for a little bit of the weight is just fluid retention and whatnot. But anyway, I am down entirely across the board. I know you're struggling, baby. I know you're struggling. Mommy's struggling right there with you. A smaller version of mommy, though. a smaller version of Mommy is struggling.
I do not like the fact that if I have a day where my diet is not entirely on point, I wake up the next morning feeling like a total failure. For some reason, if I have a day where I am not like perfect, I suddenly look in the mirror and I think to myself, I look disgusting. I start poking and thinking, I'm so soft, I'm never going to succeed, I'm never going to achieve my goals. So like for instance, yesterday, and like, I don't even know if I want to admit this, what's fueling all of this discussion is that yesterday I ate rice. See, I don't want to be like obsessive. I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh, what's the point? I don't like that attitude at all, but I also wanted to record this because like this journey is not going to be all fun and games. It's not all going to be good results. It's not always going to be any results. I know, like it's a reality. I will hit a plateau and it is going to mess me up. Can't let it get to my head. I've got to take everything above my eyes and separate it from everything that's below my eyes. I'm still going to continue to make the best decisions I can in the moment, at home, when I'm eating, and I'm still gonna show up to the gym and do the work regardless. If life were nothing but sunshine, it would be a desert, and that is so true. We need the downs to have ups, but it is really, really difficult right now. It's difficult to stay positive. It's difficult to give 100% at the gym when I don't even have 50% to give to life in general. Diet, like I said in my last week's video, how I've just sort of been in survival mode and was finding that I was getting a little obsessive over not having like the perfect diet. I realized that that was probably my way of trying to bring control back to my life, because right now things feel very much out of control. I find myself feeling full of anxiety, angst. I don't want to say depression, but I'm being severely affected by the stress of constant screaming, constant crying, no sleep, no rest, no peace. Everybody needs something from me. The baby, the toddler, my husband. I guess I should also say he has chronic back issues and they just are flaring up left and right. And anyone who's dealt with chronic pain, especially chronic back pain, you know how that will pull you into the darkest of darkness. I get so overwhelmed by the constant requirement of me. Everyone needs something from me. I can't get away. I can't escape. Oh my God. These are going to be my ground zero 31st of December picture versus my current 12th of February pictures. Yeah, I took some progress photos and I realized that no matter what the scale says, I cannot deny the fact that my body has changed and I feel it. My knees do not hurt anymore. I can go up a flight of stairs without stabbing pains in my knees. I can squat, and I'm routinely adding more weights to the squat machine without stabbing pains or knee failure or anything like that. I fit so much more comfortably in my clothes. I feel like having survived the past couple weeks and sticking with it and continuing to push at the gym and doing as well as I have been, and having these results in the midst of chaos, I feel like I deserve some new workout clothes.
this vest. When I first started my journey, this vest was so tight that I cannot believe that I have not busted the zipper trying to get it on. And now look how much space I have here. What is this, end of week 8 already? That's crazy. You know, because now I'm like really killing myself in the gym, and I've been so good on diet, and mentally now I'm at a place where I feel like I should look like a damn fitness model. Okay? Everyone's got to feel this way after 2 months of dedicated diet and training. It's like I'm looking in the mirror and I'm still seeing more or less the same body, and I think to myself, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not changing? Why don't I see more results? I have so much body fat I still need to lose, and I'm getting so impatient. Friday, February 28th, and it's February month end. Woohoo! It's been hard. I am so sick. I am in so much pain. The baby is clingy and crying, and my toddler is just a mess. And Wednesday was supposed to be quads and calves day, and I did not go because I was so sick. Just trying to rest and hydrate. I had a goal all throughout February of locking down my diet and actually food journaling or getting something down on paper where I really get a good idea of what I'm eating, because I know that's going to be an issue physically and mentally for me as this journey continues, that I'm going to put a lot of blame for my self-doubts on diet, just because I'm so freaking lazy, you guys. I'm so lazy. I hate counting calories. I hate, for as type A as I am, I hate having to put it all onto paper and get obsessive about it. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to do it. So I spent this whole month saying to myself, I really need to do this. I really need to get my diet on lock. And I never did. The kids were both napping, so I had a free minute to get into the bathroom and take pictures. And I was really just blown away by the difference. Because I hardly lost even a kilo this whole month. I think I started the month at like 72.95 kilo. And as of last Sunday, I was only 72.4. I'm actually like wearing my pre-pregnancy jeans. Oh my gosh. Macy, har du feber? I gotta take care of my kids now. I think they have a fever. Where do I even begin on this month? So that first week in March, I got a couple workouts squeezed in. And then the second week of March, I made Corona Fit, which was my own home gym, which was in a carport we have outside that doesn't even have a cement foundation. It's literally just a shed sitting on dirt that we use to like store the lawnmower and some tools and like our bale of hay for the goats. And I was able to put some dumbbells and resistance bands, a jump rope, a step, like a little mini step ladder. Turns out that you can use that for a lot of things. You can use that for step ups, tricep dips, You can do split squats on it, calf raises. I put a bunch of really heavy cookbooks into a backpack, and I put the backpack on my front and use that as like a body weight. Awesome, awesome, awesome thing to do. And then like I've just been following the hashtag @homeworkouts, and there is so much content, but I'm struggling right now because it is so mother freaking cold still outside. It's still -3 outside in the mornings, and I'm working out, you guys, in a carport that's made of dirt, and like there's gaps, you know, so when it's windy and raining and snowing and slushing outside, I'm so exposed. And I don't know if you guys can hear, but around mid-March, I got sick again. My whole family got sick again, and it totally rocked us. We have everything. Like, I had this horrible dry cough. We've dealt with crazy congestion and sore throats. I didn't get a sore throat, but my husband and my toddler did. And it was another one of those colds where it was so bad that I couldn't even walk the dogs. Like, I've been laid flat. So that was like a whole nother 10 days. I did go for a run last Tuesday, and the run in and of itself felt really good. But when I finished, my lungs cramped on me and sent me into such a spasm that I had an extremely irritated cough for like all of last week as a result. And at one point I was taking my toddler on walks just to get out of the house. But then that week after my run, anytime I tried to take her for a walk, I just couldn't. I was fatigued and nothing felt right in my body. So on top of all of that, like workouts going to shit, the world going to shit, I just totally dropped the ball on intermittent fasting and following any kind of diet. Everything has changed, and who would have thought this was coming? I was on such a good path. I had everything planned out. I had expected at the end of this month to be in a really good position. It's been a bad month, you guys. It's been a really bad month. It's been a very disappointing month and a huge setback for me. You know, anyone who has started out from scratch knows that like getting the ball rolling, figuring out your diet, researching how all this stuff works, learning the exercises, coordinating like not just meal planning, but workout planning and work-life balance planning and all of that stuff. It is so hard. And it was a lot of mental effort to get to where I was, and it all came crashing down. And now I'm starting over from scratch, just like everyone else. Now let's hop onto the scale. Okay, here we go. $70.8 kilo, which is really not that bad. Suffice it to say, my workouts were incredible. I've been getting better workouts at home now than I have been getting at the gym. What has not been on point is diet. My diet was worse this month than it has been in any other month this year so far. Just haven't been able to get it together. I just really haven't. And it's not so much a factor of lack of willpower. I've just made some really poor decisions just because, and I don't really have an excuse as to why. I have not gone like above and beyond like I was doing in the earlier months this year. Like, I did not do intermittent fasting at all this month again. I said I was going to do it last month and I didn't. Then I said, okay, this is my month, I'm going to do it this month, and I didn't. I don't have a goal weight, I have a goal body composition, but I do know that I want to get below 70 kilo because 70 kilo is heavy for me. I would be both shocked and not shocked if I didn't get below 70 this month. I weighed myself a couple days ago and I did make it under 70 kilo. It was like, I think my scale reading was 69.5 or something like that, so it was not impressive. I think I only lost 1 kilo in the entire month of April, which is approximately 2 pounds, but it doesn't matter because I did it. I got below 70 kilo. March and April, like those 2 months, they were like everything I did was just to not let myself down because I was holding myself accountable on social media. Looking back now, it's why my diet suffered. It's why all these like things I wanted to do, like the apple cider vinegar and intermittent fasting, and it all fell to the wayside because I was mentally, like as all of us were, just being pressure cooked because of COVID and all these changes to our life and lifestyle and not having access to the gym or this and that. And I've got now, you know, both my kids are home from school and I'm trying to work at the same time. And looking back now, like, of course it was too much. It was too much. So maybe it was the end of May. I had gone up a couple centimeters on my hips.
I hate that I can remember what my measurements were from last month. Hips are 100 centimeters, which, if memory serves me correct, is a gain of 0.5 centimeter.
I sort of knew I had kind of gained a little bit more because of the way my clothes were fitting and stuff like that. And I decided to cut myself some slack. My son was going through like the molar teething and LEAP 10 and the 18-month sleep regression. Yay. I was getting up like 5 or 6 times at night with him and then trying to get up at 5 a.m. to work out because that's the only time I could guarantee myself a workout, which my workouts were really starting to slack because I'm so sick of working out at home. It has been a crazy year, right? Like crazy year. I want to go back to the gym so badly. I don't know, maybe I'm just being overly precautious, but it just doesn't feel right to be at the gym. So I'm just trying to stay active at home with my kids and do walking. That's all I'm doing. I'm just walking and I'm playing with my kids. But it is time for me to consider putting the pieces back together. I have accepted that I'm not going to step foot in a gym for at least the rest of this year and probably not until next summer. I have come to the conclusion that I just cannot simply do home workouts right now. I'm not motivated enough to get in there. The thought of doing a home workout was just, I was coming up with any excuse in the book to not do it. So that clearly was not working for me. And one thing I've always believed is that fitness has to be fun. This cannot be something that I'm just forcing. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it and I'm going to be miserable. This needs to be something that is a lifestyle and is something that brings quality of life back to me, and forcing myself to do something where I am miserable and I feel like I'm failing even though I'm like doing hard work and it's just mental anguish for me. It doesn't provide anything quality of life wise for me. So I decided, okay, I have 2 feet that work. I have 2 legs that work. I have a body that works. And what is something that I can do that's outdoors and safe in terms of like pandemic, and that, I can set realistic goals for and will make me really feel like I'm kicking my ass, even though I'm only doing like 30 minutes a day. What could that be? Running. Running is the answer. I've had to athletically redefine myself so many times in my life that this is not the end of the world for me. I sort of just woke up one day and decided this was what I was going to do. I didn't think about it. I just said, I think I'm gonna become a runner. And then I just did it. I had my first run in the pouring rain. I was in all the wrong gear. I was wearing hiking shoes because they were the only waterproof shoes I had. I was in a full-on rain jacket, which, like, you know, waterproof jackets really suffocate you when you're sweating. But I did it. My hope is that I can keep this up for the next several months until the weather starts to change and it starts to get too dark at night. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do. All I can think about really when I'm running is either I'm afraid I'm gonna cramp or I can't do it and I need to quit. And also mixed into there is sort of a, oh my God, this sucks feeling. I have been able to steadily increase my mileage. And because of that, I have increased my goal for the month of August to complete an even 100 kilometers for this month. I set this goal for myself, this running goal, because I was hoping that, you know, this is something I can definitely do. I can definitely carve it into my busy schedule. I can have balance in my life and still do this running challenge, and maybe it will light that fire back in me to get me back into my home gym and continue to work on my overall physique goals. I see no harm in having a cardio focus right now if it means I'm enjoying it. My breathing is matching my footsteps, which is generally matching the music, and it's just this harmony and rhythm. And I have actually found that to be extremely relaxing and meditative. It really forces me to live in the moment. And I kind of love that. Today is Friday, August 29th, and that means that this Sunday, 2 days from now, I should have been running my marathon. However, the caveat was so long as I stay healthy and injury-free, and I am neither of those things right now. But essentially what happened was 11 days ago, I was in the woods filming some clips and happened to do some jogging between the camera and my car, and I noticed my shin hurt. And I am not going to be messing around with shin splints. I've really come to love running, and I want to preserve my body for it, so I want to take my time and do this a little smartly. A couple days ago, we ordered a home gym, so it's going to be coming soon, and I feel so amped now about combining actual real-life weightlifting with conventional equipment. But this is what we are working with, you all. Watch. Watch. Oh, this doesn't really show it. I have so much body fat. I have lost weight this year. I have so much muscle mass to regain and body fat to lose. And I can see that, I have muscle under this, but I still need to lose it. And this is what has been keeping me back this whole year, is this. And I'm pretty sure it's all diet. It is October 13th. I turned 37 yesterday. It has taken me this long, but I finally got it together. I am in it. I'm in the matrix right now, you guys. I am where I've wanted to be for the past 10 and a half months. On September 20th, I read a post in a Facebook group I'm a member of. Someone had mentioned, hey, on September 23rd, it will officially be only 100 days left in 2020. And that really got to me. The whole pandemic thing really threw a wrench in my plans. It took me a really long time to restructure my workout programs and get to a point where I felt like I would actually be able to succeed in my goals without a gym. I really struggled to commit. I had all of this momentum toward the end of February, then I got sick, and then the COVID thing hit, and I lost it all. I lost all of my motivation and momentum because I felt like, what is the point? This is not possible. I'm not going to be able to succeed. I had gotten into running just sort of as a way to
get out and do something because I just couldn't bring myself to get back into lifting in my home gym, and also diet, which I have talked about this whole year, was just not there. I just could not get my diet together. In retrospect, I think this is all because I recognized the commitment that is required to achieve these physique goals I have. The commitment, it just requires everything of you, and I didn't have it. And I wish I could say I was mentally stronger and was like, nothing can stop me attitude, but I'm just a human. And it took me a really long time to gather up the strength and the energy and the purpose and the desire and the belief in the process to really get that ball rolling. I know what my goals are. I know what I want, and I want it badly. My husband and I finally invested in a home gym, like a real home multifunctional gym, you know, with the lat pull down and the rows and everything. It has revolutionized my workout game. I've joined a bunch of these Facebook groups, and they are so freaking inspiring because I see other people's progress and they're doing it. They're like in it and they're doing it and they're getting results. And I realized I can do that too. But everything I kept reading in these groups was, and I've known this, is it all comes down to diet. So I have talked about how back when I started running, I had cleaned up my diet. I was eating like muesli for breakfast, and I was having a salad for lunch, and like we were eating pescatarian, so it was like fish and broccoli and rice for dinner and stuff. I thought I was eating healthy, and I was. But here's the thing, you can be eating healthy and still totally blowing your diet. I was eating a very healthy and diverse diet. However, I was eating way beyond the caloric intake I should be eating, and I was not lifting heavy enough. I was still too focused on make sure you get your cardio in and make sure you get that rep count. Gotta get at least 8 to 10 reps. It was always about the rep, not about the weight. If I lifted too heavy and I couldn't get at least 8 reps, I considered that a failure. Right now, I lift so heavy that I'm able to do 6 reps with perfect form, and I'm pretty much at failure at around 8, depending on the exercise. But anyway, it became abundantly clear to me that diet had to be the central focus. So I sucked it up, and I have been on this epic quest. I am now 4 weeks in. I say right now at week 4 of being in it and diligent with tracking my macros, like everything I put, they call it BLTs, bites, licks, and tastes, like literally everything that goes into my mouth has been weighed and entered into my FitnessPal. Now is my time. I had hoped that I would be somewhere far different than I am now, but I am so relieved and happy that I have finally figured out diet and figured out a plan and got the equipment all assembled at home so that I really actually truly can start tackling some of my goals. I weighed myself and I am now down to 68.45 kilos. It's the lowest I've gotten this entire year so far. It's validating to me. It means it's working. I think I have so far lost 1 kilo in about a month's time, which is my goal. I'm wanting to drop about 1/4 kilo each week. So I feel like so far everything's working. I mentioned that I had started out with 1,800 calories. I have since dropped down to 1,760, I think, sort of to account for the drop in weight. But yeah, I'm really excited to start November. I'm terrified also. Who knows what kind of roadblocks or challenges are ahead of us, but hopefully I can stick with it and just see what happens in the next few months. So I am now, I believe, 5 weeks into a 16-week cut. And these past 5 weeks have been a learning experience where I have had to learn everything and haven't seen any results since. So I'm sort of like starting over. So while I am now almost 11 months deep into my 1-year journey, I kind of feel like I've only accumulated 3 months now
of actual progress, which would be January, February, and now October. But even October, I've needed to tweak and refine, and as I've taught myself about how all of this works with the cutting and the bulking and how you can't just diet and build muscle at the same time. Like, there's so many things I've learned. I feel like only just now at this point in the month do I have a really good routine going. But with that said, I am going to do my measurements. Even if my results are not super stellar, you must be patient. That's what everyone says. Consistency, you have to keep showing up. You have to be patient. Let's freeze this screen. I have crunched the numbers, and which you guys have already seen on your screen, and I am now aware of my loss, and like I just have to say, first and foremost, the fact that I've lost over 16 centimeters on my waist. I don't know what that is in inches, but according to my husband, he says that's half a foot. I have, according to him, lost half a foot from my hips and also from my waist, which shocks me. I mean, it doesn't shock me because I can see the progress pictures, right? But it's just crazy. This whole thing is so exciting. This feeling that I have right now is what I have been desperately craving for years. Okay, it's the feeling I remember having back in 2012 when I was on that fitness recomp journey and was starting to see results and stuff. It is so validating, so excited to see where this is going to land me at the end of next month. We have a lot of frozen lakes over here and over here. I cannot believe that there's like less than a month left of my entire 1 year journey. I officially increased the number of days that I lift last month. So in November, I went from 4 lifting days a week to 5. We've actually up until now had a very warm winter, which meant I was able to be much more active on our farm than usual. I was doing so much labor ahead of this frost. Our neighbor came over and felled the trees and then like broke them up into chunks, but then me alone, had to manually, without any equipment, gather all these logs up and store them, and it was so much work. I was burning some calories, you guys. And I also weighed myself several times. I dropped weight rather quickly this month, more quickly than I had expected. I'm really only aiming to lose 1 kilo a month. Like, this is the craziest part of this whole thing. My December 31st, 2020 picture and video, my ultimate after results, are simultaneously in the same moment going to be my before photos again. Because we're gonna start a whole new year and a whole new journey. Saturday, December 5th, and Aunt Flo has left the building, so I weighed myself this morning. And here are my results. So I am now sitting at 67, almost 67 kilo even, 67.05, which is crazy, just crazy, it's crazy. I am less than half a kilo away from my pre-pregnancy weight, and I have 1 month left, actually only 26 days left in my 1 year journey. And I've always said I don't have a goal weight, I have a goal body composition, and I'm nowhere close to that composition. I still have a lot of body fat percentage I'd like to drop, and then I have muscle mass I want to eventually put on. But with that said, I do think it would be rather poetic if I would be able to get down to my pre-pregnancy weight by the end of the year.
I began 2020 physically weighed down. I was the heaviest I had ever weighed in all my life. My feet hurt, my knees hurt, my whole body hurt. And the events of 2020 did not help. For each month that passed, the whole weight of the world just felt like it piled on. But I slowly learned that it's resistance that builds strength. Your body will never grow if you don't force it to exceed challenges. And the same goes with your mind and your heart. My goal was to lose body weight this year, but 2020 chose to teach me how to lose weakness in other areas of my life first. As soon as I learned, though, that I had the strength and the resolve to overcome the difficulties of life around me, that's when my body began to change. Lifting the weight in the gym and off of my body became secondary only to lifting the weight of the world off of my own shoulders first. The hardest part about this year was not following a diet. It wasn't following my training program. The hardest part was simply arriving at the starting line and saying with confidence, I am ready to take the first step, and I am ready to trust in the process. There's this movie called Gattaca, and the main character has just this insurmountable dream of traveling to space. But the problem is his current job was just as a janitor at the launching site. And so one time while he's cleaning a roof and a rocket launches off, he looks up to the sky and he says, I was never more certain of how far away I was from my goal than when I was standing right beside it. A mountain looks its absolute tallest when you're standing at the very base of it. The hardest part in climbing a mountain is not actually taking the steps to climb the mountain. It's in finding the energy in your mind and in your heart to simply arrive at the base of it. It's having the courage to face the enormity of the challenge and say, I'm ready to go the distance despite what seems impossible. Now, don't get me wrong, you'll have to fight gravity each step of the climb, but if it's difficult, that means you're still going up. And once you reach the top, I promise you, you feel absolutely weightless.
It is January 4th, 2021. I did it. I can't believe I'm sitting here filming this video right now, about to share what I'm about to share and show what I'm about to show. And honestly, just that I feel the way I feel. I have, in that department, achieved everything I set out to achieve this year. I feel strong. I have an excellent, healthy base to build my body on for years to come. I have my confidence back. I feel like myself again. I feel like my identity is intact and that I'm present in my body and not trying to run away from it. I just want to start off by saying that if you are a mom, like in your late 30s, and your thyroid is bust, and you haven't slept in 5 years, and you've got babies and toddlers running around at home, and you're trying to get life done, and you do not have the money to hire coaching staff and nutritionists and everyone to help you get it done, I'm here to tell you and to show you today it is still possible. Patience, consistency, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge will get you to the end of your goals. You don't need anyone's help, okay? Don't give up on your dream if you have one. This was not an easy month. It felt like it lasted an eternity, probably because I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, but also because I was very affected by the winter darkness here in Sweden. I turned to molasses, you guys. I'm now 16 weeks into my cut. It ends today. I am ready right now to dive headfirst into a reverse diet. But otherwise, I have a great relationship with food still. I don't obsess over it. I have no cravings. I love the foods I'm eating. I track my macros and I stay within my macros every day. So if there are days I want to have a cookie or some ice cream or chocolate or whatever, I can do that. I just make sure I tweak my macros and I get it to work. So I'm very thankful to say that I'm ending a 16-week diet with an excellent relationship with food still intact. Let's, though, jump into measurements, okay? Here we go.
Hips are 92.5 centimeters or 36.25 inches. Waist is 73.75 centimeters or 29 inches. Underbust is 75.5 centimeters or 29.75 inches. Bust is 87 centimeters or 34.25 inches. This was a tricky one, but I'm pretty sure my thigh is 55.5 centimeters or just shy of 22 inches. All right, now I'm gonna go compare those stats right now to my beginning stats. I'm gonna come back and share with you all the final results. And in the meantime, here comes the weigh-in now. I gave actually all the numbers to my accomplice, which is my husband. He is crunching the numbers and doing the math and is going to bring me the comparisons in a moment. And in the meantime, I forgot, I'm gonna try on some of my pre-pregnancy clothes now. Here comes the fashion segment. This is my body, right? It doesn't look too bad, right? Just wait until you see the bikini pictures, y'all. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Final results are in. For my hips, I lost 18 centimeters, which is 7 inches. My waist, I lost 18.75 centimeters, which is 7.25 inches. For my underbust, I lost 9.5 centimeters, which is 3.75 inches. For my bust, I lost 15 centimeters and 6 inches. Y'all, I lost a half a foot on my boobs. And from my thigh, I lost 6.5 centimeters, which is 2.5 inches. I started 2020 at 78 kilos, which is 172 pounds, the exact same weight that I was the day I gave birth. But I am pleased to report, as you all have seen, I ended 2020 at 64.5 kilo, which is 142 pounds, which is a 13.5 kilo loss, or 30 pounds. I lost 30 pounds, but my pre-pregnancy weight was 66.6 kilo, and I am now sitting at 64.5. So I am even 2.1 kilograms lower than I was pre-pregnancy. I overshot my goal. I cannot believe it. I would be crying if it weren't for the fact that I'm wearing makeup. I can't believe I did it. I lost 30 pounds.